Hi everyone, this is Dylan from Dylan's Reptile Time. Hope everyone's doing okay. We had a great response from Colin the corn snake, so we're going to follow it up with another type of reptile called a lizard. Now this particular lizard is Sparky. And Sparky here, he's a bearded dragon from Australia. Now he's called a bearded dragon because he's got this big spiky throat there that he can puff out to make it look like he's got a big massive beard. And he does that to scare off anything that might want to eat him, makes him look big and tough. And he's a reptile, so he gets his energy from the sun, so he's known as ectothermic or cold-blooded. So what they do, they kind of sunbathe all day and then go out in the evening for something to eat. So it's kind of like your mum and dad when they go on holiday. That's what they do, isn't it? And they're covered in scales, yet not your mum and dad, the lizard, yeah. And the scales go from the head to the tail, so they go all the way down their body. They help protect the lizard. They also help hold in water inside their bodies. So you'll often find that in deserts and places like that, really dry places, you'll often find lizards and snakes because they can survive in that environment a bit better. And they look spiky, but he's actually not that spiky. Those spikes are quite soft, so they just make him look tougher than what he actually is. And although he's a dragon, unfortunately he doesn't breathe fire or fly around the room or anything like that, I'm afraid. Yeah, he just looks like a small little dragon, doesn't he? And did you know they can change colour? So on not as much as a chameleon, but on a sunny day, they go really yellow. On a cold day, they go really dark brown to try and get as much light and heat into their body as possible. And if he's really angry and he wants to punch you in the face, like, his beard turns black. Yeah, we're okay at the moment though. He's quite chilled out, we're okay. And in the wild, their colour, because they live in the kind of hot forests and deserts in Australia, and the ground's pretty red there. So in the wild, they're usually kind of more of a brickish red colour. So that helps them camouflage on the floor. So if there's an eagle flying over, it makes it harder to be spotted for the eagle or other predators to eat him. So it's really good camouflage. And this is about as big as he'll get. He's a male bearded dragon. The females are a little bit smaller. And the males, like this one, have got a bigger head as well, yeah. And some lizards though, some lizards are really massive. So the largest lizard in the world is a Komodo dragon. They get huge, a couple of meters in length, if not more. They get massive with their tail. And then some lizards are so small, they can actually fit on the top of your little finger. So the pygmy chameleon, or like a little chameleon from Africa, Madagascar, is about that big. It's tiny. Like a lot of reptiles, bearded dragons lay eggs. So like a lot of lizards, yeah. So this one would lay about, not Sparky, but Sparky's girlfriend or wife would lay about 20 eggs. And they're like little spongy eggs. And then those hatch out after about a month or so to little tiny little baby dragons like that. And they don't have to rely on their mummy and daddy to feed them. They can just run off and start eating food, catching food themselves. And you see he's got this big long tail? Yeah, they use that tail to balance themselves with when they're climbing trees. But there's something cool that a lizard's tail, or most lizards' tails, can do. So they can actually come off. Yeah, we're not going to pull his tail off. Yeah, you'll have to take my word for it. But yeah, their tails can come off. So if something's chasing them that wants to eat them, their tails can come off. They wriggle on the floor on their own like this. The thing that wants to eat them grabs the tail while the lizard runs off and escapes. And then they can grow a new one back. Like, doesn't make that noise. Not as quick as that though. Bearded dragons though, their tails don't actually come off, but a lot of lizards' tails do, especially like little geckos and little lizards like that. All right, so we're going to have a look, or try and see if Sparky's hungry. All right, so we'll give it a go. So like a lot of lizards, they mainly eat insects, so we're going to give Sparky one of these moria worms. They also eat locusts, crickets, things like that. So he should spot it, stick his tongue out and grab onto it. Let's see what happens. There we go. You've got it. Excellent. Now, it might seem a bit cruel, but they do only eat live food. So if you're a bit worried or you don't understand, just watch The Lion King, Circle of Life and all that. You'll be fine. Right, excellent. So that was Sparky the Bearded Dragon. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back soon with another reptile for you. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.